This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
Home, where my thoughts escaping home, where my music's playing home.
And we're back. This is Boomer Life on CL 650. I'm Joanne Sutton. Thanks for joining us today. In the studio with myself from HomeCareAssistance are Carolina Arosa, President of HomeCareAssistance, and Jay Arosa, Partner and Director. Today on Boomer Life, we're talking about a vision to change the way that the world ages. Caring individuals dedicated to a holistic approach to home care, an approach to care that focuses on areas like nutrition, physical exercise, mental stimulation, and social interaction. It's a philosophy for life that seems like common sense to some, but not always applied in the industry. So we touched on this concept a little bit earlier, that baby boomers, the adult children like us, we're in this position of being a little stressed out, trying to meet the needs and the care needs of our aging parents. And we sometimes think that when parents sell the house and they move into an independent living residence or an assisted living residence, that all their needs are going to be met. Well, only to find out that there are many specialized needs that independent living communities, they're just simply not set up to handle. So I think this is where HomeCareAssistance actually comes into the picture. And I know you play a big role in this, but can we define what home is? It's not just a house or a condo.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what might help is just to share a little bit about, I guess, what to expect when making these decisions or choices to transition. There's definitely a lot of choices available to seniors and their families when one gets to a point where they're needing a little more care. One of the more, I guess, the most popular one really is for the senior to be able to remain at home, because that's where they've lived. That's what they know to be their home.
And it's usually their first choice.
It usually is.
I'm not leaving this home.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think 89% of seniors have said that they would prefer to age at home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why we're doing what we do, because we know that this is the main choice of most seniors these days. But there's other great choices as well, one of which is moving into, a retirement residence. And we work with a number of them, and there's a lot of great options out there. In fact, there's not enough. So there tends to be a bit of a wait line for some of the nicer ones. So just to provide, I guess, a bit of education to everyone out there, there's three levels of, or three types of retirement residences that you can move into if you wanted to leave your home. So there's the independent retirement residence. And technically what that is if you can imagine a hotel for seniors. It's a great place to be. You move in and you enjoy a lot of the facilities and the amenities that are there. There's lots of programming that's typically provided. There's meals that are provided. There is no care, though, that is provided there. So typically, if you're a senior and you begin to experience some level of ambulation or mobility issues, or maybe you develop early stage dementia and then you start forgetting maybe to make it down for your meals, then you are no longer able to stay within independent living. And some of these places have what's called assisted living. And if they don't, then typically you'd be asked to move.
To move again.
Yes, to move again to an
Right.
assisted living facility. And so what you'll expect to find in an assisted living facility, and this is, I guess, where the common misconception is that all the needs are met. While there's a number of assisted living facilities that are excellent and can help a lot of seniors with some of their basic needs. Mobility needs or whatnot. On average, I would say we've found roughly about, you'll get 90 to about 120 minutes. So that's about an hour and a half to 2 hours of care per senior per day in a retirement residence, in an assisted living facility. And when it gets to a point, let's say your mom or your dad starts deteriorating and their level of dependence increases and they need more care, the choice now becomes you have to move to the third level of care, which is called extended care or a long-term care facility. Or you do have the option to supplement the care that you're receiving by going outside of the assisted living facility and going to a company like ours, HomeCareAssistance.
And bringing somebody in.
And bringing someone in. And, I would say about a third of the services we provide are in these independent retirement residences and assisted living facilities.
Well, I think it's a great option. I don't think the average person knows that if they have a parent in an assisted living situation, that you can bring in someone from the outside to help.
Yeah, and it's actually a great partnership that we have with these retirement residences because, A, we're able to help promote the independence of the people that stay there, as well as help the retirement residences, make sure that, they're given the care and sort of supervision that they need. So, for us, we see retirement residences as allies and as partners. And really, we don't care. Again, it's not about just a home or a house. It's about where home is for our clients.
For that person.
And we try to make sure that we help them stay as comfortable in their open quote, close quote, home as much as possible, wherever that might be.
That's great. So now we've determined that you provide a service in any location.
Yes.
You're available throughout the Lower Mainland,
Yeah.
basically Horseshoe Bay to Abbotsford.
Yeah.
Wherever the client needs you and wherever that client lives is their home.
Absolutely. And sorry, just to add to that, I would add hospitals
Oh,
as well.
I was just going to ask
Perfect.
that.
Yeah. So in hospitals, I mean, we have a number of clients that are in the hospitals for a long period of time. And, the family members just need support for hospital sitting. So we have our caregivers in there, making sure that, they're given the proper care and attention. As we know, the hospital system is quite overwhelmed. So sometimes, again, the nurses in the hospitals don't get to provide, as much attention to each individual patient as they'd like. And so that's where we step in and provide the peace of mind to the family members that someone's out there looking out for their loved one, ensuring that they get the dignity and care that they deserve. And I can't tell you the number of feedback we've gotten from nurses in the hospitals, just really grateful to us, saying thank you. You've made our jobs easier because your staff is there and is so well trained.
Yeah.
They're helping us do our jobs and helping us prevent any further accidents
Correct.
or decline in the client's condition. And the family members as well are grateful because we're helping them provide that peace of mind.
And it's not like you're doing a caregiver from HomeCareAssistance is doing the nurse's job. The
No.
nurses are still doing their job.
Yeah.
You're just providing that extra level of service
Absolutely.
to cater to that patient, that
Absolutely.
individual that they need to so they don't end up back in the hospital or they get the proper
Exactly.
release.
Exactly.
Well, then this is probably a perfect place to transition to talk about what you offer as hourly care. Is somebody in the hospital may only need 3-4 hours a day, or someone at an assisted living residence, as a senior's residence, might only need 4 or 5 hours a day,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
how does that work?
So that's the beauty also as well of our service is the flexibility that we offer. So we have 3 different types of service. So we have hourly service, and that could be as little as 3 hours a day to as much as 24 hours a day if someone needs round-the-clock monitoring. We have live-in care. So under that premise, there's someone actually living in the client's home, for anywhere as little as 1 day a week to as much as 5 to 7 days a week if need be. And during that period, they're providing round-the-clock monitoring and supervision for the client. Of course, they need to get their sleep at night and their 4 hours break during the day. But it's a very cost-effective option because you get that 24/7 peace of mind that someone's in the home looking after your loved one. And we also have an overnight service. So that's a 12-hour shift at night at a time that's convenient for the client, whether it be 7 to 7 or 8 to 8 or 9 to 9. And during that period of time, the caregivers help the clients, get ready for bed, medication, whatnot. Maybe they might assist them a couple of times during the night if they need to get up to use the washroom. And then in the morning as well, help them, get ready for the start of their day and provide medication as well. So we have 3 different types of service, all very flexible. They can work standalone or work together as well. So.
And you cover all basic needs of an individual, a little bit of personal grooming. You can help with medication.
Yeah.
What about some light housekeeping
Yeah.
or laundry?
We do all of that. So personal care, medication reminders, laundry, light housekeeping, meal preparation, transportation to appointments, doctor's appointments, running of errands, say picking up your medication or grocery shopping, as well as companionship and stimulation. So all the assistance of activities of daily living plus companionship and stimulation.
And of course, I know it, once again, it sounds like common sense, but all of the benefits of providing assistance just escalates the quality of life for that person. Can we list some of those great benefits?
Yeah, I can't tell you the number of family members that have called us and said, my mom and dad are very resistant to care because, they're very proud. They've been independent for, such a long time. They don't think they need the care.
They don't want someone coming into their home.
They don't want a stranger, that's going to, take away their privacy or whatnot. And we always tell them, give it a week or two, because really the goal of our caregivers is to promote the independence of your loved one. So once they're in that home and they're building relationship with your parents and they're helping them with some of these activities of daily living, your loved one will realize that they can actually do so much more with the assistance of someone, and that this person is actually helping promote their independence rather than impede it. So I think that is, such an important thing that, I think family members need to take away and to share with their loved one who needs the help, is that, again, the caregivers are there to promote your loved one's independence and make sure that they stay in their homes for as long as possible. And at the start of the service, give it a week or two for things to settle in before your loved one realizes, I don't know how I was able to live without this help in the first place.
And also the great care and attention that you've applied to perfectly matchmaking that caregiver with the client. There probably wouldn't be as much resistance when that person showed up at the door to either help with a meal or medication.
Absolutely. Already there's a foundation of something that they have in common to build off on. So, yeah.
Sounds great. You're listening to Boomer Life on CL 650, and joining us in the studio today from HomeCareAssistance, President Carolina Arosa and Partner and Director Jay Arosa from HomeCareAssistance. More information is available online. If we haven't answered all your questions yet, please visit the website HomeCareAssistanceVancouver.ca. Still ahead, we'll be talking about the growing need for specialized dementia care and Alzheimer's care, something that HomeCareAssistance is leading the way with. It's all coming up next on Boomer Life on CL 650.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.